Hello, as you probably guessed from the title of this video, we're going to do an unboxing, which is for the Sinclair ZX Spectrum Next, which is a 1024 kilobyte 8-bit system. And it was a Kickstarter a few years ago, but we're going to do an unboxing just now, and we'll explain the Kickstarter and how it came to be after the fade. So the pledge for it started in 2016, I think, 2017, the Kickstarter, and uh, I immediately jumped on the bandwagon. I'm like, okay, here's my money, um, and I was just astounded, blown away by the whole idea of it. It it amazes me the fact that someone has decided to go out their way and do this. This is something that I've thought about for a while. There's, Jonathan Blow gives a great talk on the downfall of society and how we're ruining everything by not learning the basics. This is a classic example of going the other way and actually learning the basics. Uh, it seems to have anyway. I need to read through the rather thick manual here, which is pretty damn good. Very reminiscent of the old Spectrum manual, although for my old eyes, it's quite difficult to read because the font's quite thin. My only criticism, sorry. Um, I can wear glasses, it's okay. Um, and yeah, I'm dying to go through that because you can add your own font, you can add your own bitmap fonts, your own sprites, and basically make a fairly fast-paced um, arcade game using BASIC, which is a very, very simple language to learn. I mean, it's beginner's all-purpose symbolic instruction code, so it's for beginners. So I'm dying to get my hands into that. Yeah, let's dive into this machine and see what we can do with it, or at least check out what we can get in the browser. So before we get into the next, what I want to cover is my involvement with the ZX Spectrum over my life. This was my first computer. In fact, it was very similar to this one. This is actually a reproduction from Elite Systems, I think it is, that my brother got me for Christmas one year, or my birthday one year, and it's a faithful representation of the rubber-keyed 48K Spectrum. I actually started with a 16K Spectrum and a 32K RAM pack, and it broke. And Sinclair was not known for reliability. And my mum went to John Menzies. I was like 12 at the time, so I was like Baby Yoda in that thing. And uh, she got me a rubber keyed 48K Spectrum, so all the memory inside there, not just on the wobbly RAM pack. And lo and behold, that broke. And I ended up with this one, which is actually the original Spectrum, and it's got all the gubbins in the back, like proper massive feet. The interesting thing about this is it's actually made under license by Samsung in South Korea, which is interesting in itself. The ZX Spectrum Plus. The software was from Gold Star, which became Lucky Gold Star, which then became LG. So two South Korean electronic manufacturers got their start with Sinclair, or at least they were getting to get known in the West from Sinclair, which is really cool. So yeah, so that's kind of my introduction to computing was through the ZX81 that I'd borrowed from a friend, my own ZX Spectrums, and finally the ZX Spectrum Plus, which ZX Spectrum Next, sorry, that was the ZX. This is the ZX Spectrum Plus with the mechanical keyboard. It's basically just the same keyboard as before, but it has nice little keycaps on it, which you probably can't hear because I'm clacking away there like a maniac. This one's a lot better than the next. But yeah, I just wanted to show you the computers, the ZX Spectrums that I've had over the years. So I'm not entirely sure how well this is going to go. I'm actually recording this, believe it or not, on a Sony Digital 8, which is kind of the era that well, I guess this is the era that the Spectrum would have been at if the Spectrum Next had been created back then. It looks amazing, but let's get the box open just now. So open it up, and the first thing you see is the ZX Spectrum next itself. And it has a fantastic keyboard. I opened the lid earlier on and a little play with it myself. It feels very laptopy, so it doesn't feel at all like the original ZX Spectrum Plus or the original 128, the Toaster Edition. It's got the nice little color flashes down there as well. And when you lift it up, it doesn't have much in the back. It's got a couple of legs here and over here as well. So I get these two legs over here. I don't know if I'll use them, who knows. It's got the traditional edge connector, which I can't seem to get out at the moment, but these are all the connections on the back there. As you can see, you've got power over here, the edge connector. These are all blanked off because I just opted for the sort of base model, which if you get the accelerated version, it already comes with a Raspberry Pi 0 module or compute module built in, and these will be open, so you can actually debug output to the video here. The actual output video is here, and then you've got the traditional in and out for your audio, an RGA, VGA, RGB monitor output, which is awesome. You've also got a keyboard mouse as well, so in case you don't like the particular feel of this keyboard, which it's fine to me. And then on the, I guess this will be the left-hand side, you've got the reset button, which if I can get it in frame, you have the reset button there, the drive button, which I'm not entirely sure, because like I said, I've just got this, so I don't know bits and pieces. I'll delve into it a little bit later. Then the NMI button, which I think brings up the browser menu thing. And then finally on the front are two joystick ports. I think they're both Kempson and cursor compatible, like not cursor compatible, the Sinclair joysticks. At the very top there you got the brick. It's a power brick, yay. But this here, an actual manual. Now if I can get this out, that would be great. The box that it came in, I'm trying not to rip it, the box that it came in was just a sort of cardboard container box, but it could move about a bit, and I think there's something, yeah, there's definitely a ridge there, because mine got a little bit damaged on the end there. You can sort of see that damage there. It's not like, oh, well, this is ruined my enjoyment. I've waited, I think, roughly 3 years for this. So to get it in my hands just now is amazing. But the artwork, everyone talks about the artwork on this manual is amazing. I'm looking forward to relearning BASIC again. I think I can skip through the earlier chapters, but certainly there's next specific commands in there, so I'm looking forward to that. And that's it. So really, the next thing that I want to do, I'll just bend down here. The next thing that I want to do is I want to update it, because apparently there's a firmware update that takes up to 28 megahertz or kilohertz, whatever it is, something hertz. And I need to do that on my PC, so I'm going to do that just now. Once I update that, I'll then put this on here, and then we can see what the Spectrum Next can do. So yeah, this is as good as I can get it. So apologies, I might be able to zoom in a little bit on the screen. The nice thing about using this old technology again is that it's actually quite easy to do, as opposed to what I'm normally used to, which is just the webcam. So I think that's about as good as we can get. So the one that everyone sort of use the arrow keys to move up and down. If you have a joystick, I have an old Atari joystick plugged in, and you can actually use that if you have it configured as cursor. I do not have it configured as cursor because I don't know how to configure things yet. But yeah, this is the menu here. So if you see things in yellow, it means you can't run them. And if you see things in cyan, then it means you can run them, or at least you can read them. So for example, the README MD, you just go over to, just move the cursor down to there, hit enter, and it loads this up, and it shows you everything, and you can hit break, and that takes you out, and then you can go back to the browser. Everything is fairly easy to use. What was one of the demos I looked at? Where have they got? Classics. There's a few next basic demos. Oh no, not classics. What was the one I looked at? Spectron 2084. This is the one. So this is sort of the capabilities that you can get with the Next, and it's not a Robotron 2084 clone, but it is close to a Robotron 2084. It's got the attract mode, and it shows the points and everything, and it feels a bit like Robotron. And this is running on a 3.5 megahertz, not stock ZX Spectrum, but it's amazing to think that if this technology had been around when the Spectrum was around, and this was like the next version of the Spectrum, it would have been awesome. It can also run CPM. I'm just hitting the reset button there. It can run CPM. Unfortunately, I don't have the module installed for it. I might download it so that I've got some kind of DOS-based program on here so that I can get around quickly. But I'm okay with this so far. I do want to get the Wi-Fi module, and I think the main reason I want to get the Wi-Fi module is I think it might be easier to get files to and from my machine. I'm not 100% sure yet. Like I said, I'm just unboxing it. So if we go back to here, widescreen image demo, let's try that. So this is a snapshot, and so this is going to show images, maybe. I don't know what this does. Or nothing. Who knows? Okay. Well, that was a bad choice. Let's try something else. Okay, let's try BMP. So this is the loader with music. I'm assuming is going to play music. Yeah, there you go. So it's got 256 color bitmap graphics as well. So it just cycles through and just shows images. It's pretty cool for being in BASIC. You can break into it. I think you can break into it. It is a .bas file. It's not letting me break into it. Yeah. Anyway. These are the bitmaps. I don't want it in there. No, it won't let me break into it. Okay, maybe I need to figure that out. Yeah, I'm impressed with the hardware so far. I haven't got to programming it. The next big step for me is The next step for me is to read through this because I do actually want to do some tutorials on this, and I need to look at it first because it's been a while since I've done Sinclair Basic. Although I did actually do a tutorial on. I didn't do a tutorial. I did a Thomas Was Alone example program app thing in BASIC, and I think it would be really good on the Next. But the first thing I want to try actually is Atari Adventure. I have the joystick after all, so it's only a matter of time before I thought that was rattling. So it's only a matter of time before I get that one done. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's not a programming video, I apologize for not being a programming video, but I got this in the post today and I had to do an unboxing because everyone does unboxings, and also just to talk about my experience with it. Overall, super happy with it. I'm glad I waited the 3 years. It has not been a disappointment. So to everyone involved at ZX Spectrum Next, you did a fantastic job. It's a great piece of kit. I look forward to relearning BASIC on it. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. If you like this video, thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, thumbs down. If you want to see more ZX Spectrum Next content, maybe I could create another channel for it or whatever. Just let me know. And yeah, have a good one.